veteran cannabis cultivators express renewed interest in seeds over clones, you guys. That's right. Mario Guzman, Mr. Gelato, the creator of Cannabis Genetics Gelato and Sunset Sherbet, traveled to Europe for events, and he looks forward to meeting up with longtime friends and exchanging seeds. And a quote says, "All of our global friends come and we share genetics and talk about what we're all planning for the following year," Guzman told MJ Biz Daily during a recent phone call. He likens the experience to the seed market that has existed for decades in the coffee shops of Amsterdam. And a quote says, "They were really the culture of it, the passionate backbone of all seed sales in Europe," Guzman said of Amsterdam-based growers and seed breeders, adding that until the medical marijuana market got the toehold in the United States, legacy growers brought seeds from outside of the United States that later became the bedrock of today's regulated market. That's right, poppin' beans, you guys, because while demand for product uniformity requires most licensed cultivators to produce marijuana from clones, growers' affinity for sharing genetics through cannabis seeds is alive and well in today's regulated market. In a quote, "I still get excited when I pop a 3-pack of seeds as opposed to a clone," said Justin Sheffield, Director of Cultivation at Bee Leaf Medical Co. out in Missouri. In a quote says, "To have something new, something proprietary, something that you know your team started from seed that no one else has, that still gets us excited," he says. Bee Leaf operates 3 cultivation facilities in Missouri with tens of thousands of plants in various stages of cultivation at any time. And nonetheless, Sheffield also says, "We always have a pheno hunt in the works." Interesting. And of course, you know those pheno hunts, it's all about bag appeal. And Reggie Harris, co-founder of Kansas City, Missouri-based cannabis genetics company House of Kush, said most of his clients are asking for, in quotes, "good, hardy plants that aren't difficult to grow," he says. He believes seeds have become more popular in the recent years as companies have become more concerned with disease and pests in the regulated U.S. market that's valued at $112 billion. In a quote, he says, "The thought before was having a clone save time from having to pheno hunt and let the plants grow out. But if you weigh the cost between potential lost crops of the extra time it takes to grow, seeds make sense," Harris said. In an additional quote, "It may take a little longer to get a new strain to market. However, the risk-reward is worth weighing. There's no question, however, that flower has to look and smell the part to keep consumers loyal to your brand," Harris said. And in an additional quote, "With the number of choices out there, cultivators are looking for hits. If you can consistently deliver them, they'll keep coming back for your genetics," he says. And of course, there's also the international cannabis market, you guys, because when it comes to what cultivators should look for when vetting potential partners for cannabis seeds, Eugene Borkev, chief marketing officer at Barcelona-based seed bank Fast Buds, said detailed information about the genetic stability and quality of the seeds should be provided. He also recommended that growers ask for confirmation that seeds are tested for germination rates and reviews, including references or testimonials from other cultivators. And Burkev told MJ Biz Daily that North American marijuana cultivators have different preferences than their European counterparts. In a quote says, "North American growers favor genetics with high THC content for more potent flower, optimized yield, unique terpene profiles that allow for marketplace differentiation." And Bukev said, adding that resistance to disease and pests also are key priorities. In a quote, "European growers' priorities are a little different. They must remain compliant with stringent THC limits and local regulations, so we see a higher demand for limited THC strains as well as strains with specific medicinal properties." And of course, you guys, that's right. This is all going to come to a head this year at MJ BizCon, you guys, because the voice of the plant is bringing best-in-class genetics from Europe and the United States for a first-of-its-kind collaboration with MJ BizCon taking place in Las Vegas, Nevada, December 3rd and 6th. In a quote, "The community coming together, that's the most important part," Guzman said, "and pushing the culture forward," he says. To accomplish that, Voice of the Plant is curating the Vault at MJ BizCon, a section of the trade show floor where selected seed breeders, hand-selected by Voice of the Plant, will offer cash and carry genetics for the first time at the world's largest cannabis business conference and trade show. In a quote, "True genetics aren't just botanists, they really are artists," Deitch said. Well, shout out to Mr. Mario, creator of Gelato, Sunset Sherbet, and whatnot, on this little move. This is going to be a big deal. MJ Biz Daily is going to be selling seeds, you guys, this year in a whole area, and that's going to be the first time. I think that is huge.
Well, they are under new leadership, and they were definitely trying to come up with new revenue generation strategies, and this is finally one I can get behind. The broed out, weird language to emails that we're getting. Hey, you guys, Stony, blah, blah. I'm like, come on, MJ Biz Daily, this is not what I'm looking for here. I'm looking for investors. But I think that this is actually a move I can get behind, and definitely shout out to Mario. I actually ran into him and Victorine, his
shout
girl,
out to Victorine,
in
yes.
Medellin. So it was crazy randomly running into them. So yeah, I think I'm excited about this, and obviously you get so much out of clones, but you can only push them so far, right? I'm a big fan of growing from seed. It definitely takes more time. It definitely takes a little more energy. I mean, we've kind of dumbed that down too. You've got autos, you've got femmes, whatever. So as somebody who has always been very close to breeding, I think that this is really awesome, and I love to see it. Please pop a seed.
Fuck collars, pop seeds, baby.
Fair enough.
Wow, Rico.
Rachelle, what do you think about this? I know you love to get your hands on some good genetics being out there in the great state of Minnesota.
Yeah, I was asking my fiance, Kurt, who's a grower, while we were reading the story, what he prefers, and he said that it's hard to say. He said, seed is always an adventure, but a clone is consistent, so he'd really go both ways. But yeah, he does love sifting. We have quite a collection, so.
Nice. Any thoughts, Dale?
Well, I know some old smugglers who have some seeds they've squirreled away. And I've been encouraging them to bring them to market. Problem is that once it hits the market, you can't protect them anymore. That's been the struggle that we try to figure out. How do you protect these old strains?
At the same time, too, though, I mean, as long as you're able to continue producing them, all the seeds come out a little bit different. Like, you're never going to, get one that's consistently all the same every single time. They're like your kids. You don't, all your kids are different.
Well, of course they are. But once you've got the genetics, then you start pheno hunting, and you just try to figure out what are you trying to get from them with their basic genetics. It's a lot of fun, basically. It's how, I live up here in the foothills of the Sierra, and there's people growing all over the place up here with all sorts of old school strains. And it would be nice to be able to provide for them a way to bring some of this forward, like you talked about at the Emerald Cup, where you take home grow, but then find a way to get them in the marketplace and make these old dogs some money that took the risks a long time ago and smuggled this shit in bulk and just kept some of the seeds, and see if we can bring this back in the marketplace and bring back some of the, Panama Red, Urban Poison, some of the stuff that really was around back in the day. It had unique profiles to it, and see how it compares to the stuff they've done today. I just think it would be a good thing to do for the industry.
Fair enough. And we have I have been having some preliminary conversations with Voice of the Plant with Mario in regards to us possibly doing some things in that whole vault area during MJ BizCon. So there is that possibility, and hopefully we can figure out all the logistics around that and make that all happen. But time will tell. You never know.
We'll stay tuned to that, Jason. We'll be in touch for that.
Yes, most definitely. Shout out to the home growers. Come to MJ BizCon and get some beans. That's going to bring a whole new demographic to MJ BizCon. Not just people from industry. I think it's going to bring people that are just that would go to Cannabis.
You think it'll breathe some life into it, and then
I hope so.
Take a little. Bring the real people in the industry back. So we have,
bring some original culture.
That's corporate.
Yeah. I think it'll be a really cool thing.